All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We already crushed the 7K subscriber goal, so we are going to update that board here for you guys. Look at Joe Burrow, looking at all these nice, tasty giveaways. We have the 8K sub jersey giveaway. We have the 9K sub sports memorabilia giveaway, 10K subs, the big one, $1,000 giveaway, and the 12K subs. We're going to send a couple people to a game of their choice. Guys, we are very excited for the football season, but no more talking. Let's get right into this video, Trey.
What is up, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in to another Bears Profit Plays fantasy football video. Week 2 just ended. You're either 1-1, 2-0, or 0-2, and you're either slumping or cheering about how this week turned out. We had some blowouts, but mainly there was a lot of great games this weekend, and we also had a lot of close games in fantasy, and I was one of the people who actually lost a close game. I lost by 0.48 points, guys. I am not ready for this early heartbreak. This is one of my best teams. You can look at that lineup. I got Travis Etienne, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. That lineup is stacked, and that's only showing half of it. And I lost to a team that's throwing out Taysom Hill as their starting tight end. But hey, guys, that's fantasy football, and that's why we love to talk about waiver ads and trades and who you guys should be acquiring and dropping, because you always need to be tinkering to trying to get that close win. Seth, Bear, have you guys ever experienced a close loss or a close win like that before?
Yeah, just this week. I lost by 0.3, and it was because Derek Carr had an awful game, but I thought he got me enough points to win the game. When I looked at it, I turned it off before he took his knees. He took my 4 kneels and -4 yards for me. I was like, uh-oh, and it dropped me from winning that game to losing by 0.3. So, and it was on me because I played a few running backs on my bench. I left Raheem Mostert's 27.7 on my bench and Brian Robinson Jr.'s 28.9 on my bench. So that was rough as well, or I would have probably won that. And I was under the impression Amari Cooper was going to miss Monday night's game. So he was on my bench as well with 16 points, or I would have crushed that game. But yeah, it is what it is. Only week 2. Have a long season ahead of us.
Bear, I'm sure you just enjoyed a lot of blowouts this weekend of fantasy football.
Yeah, I got blown out in a lot of leagues. I took my own advice and got Justin Fields in there at quarterback. But I'm going to get to him in a little bit, Trey. I don't want to talk about him yet.
Yeah, say me and you actually played this week, and you beat me. So shout out to you. I definitely appreciated that one.
The only win out of the 12 leagues I'm in. So thank you for that.
Hey, I do what I can to contribute to other people's happiness. But like Bear and Seth said, we got an action-packed episode for you guys today. And we're going to start off with some winners and then go to the losers and then finish off with our waiver ads for the week. But my first winner, it's going to be DeAndre Swift. The Eagles played on Thursday Night Football. So I think a lot of people kind of are forgetting just how dominant DeAndre Swift was against this Minnesota Vikings team. Because Swift, he carried the ball 28 times for 175 yards and a touchdown. That's 6.3 yards per carry. He was just eating all night long. Yes, I know Kenny Gainwell was out, but it was the Swift show, and I think that they're going to keep that going throughout the season. But as a Swiftie, that's all we look for is DeAndre to get some opportunity to show his worth, and that's exactly what he did. Because after week 1, Nick Sirianni said, we need to give DeAndre Swift the ball. I will never leave a game again only giving DeAndre Swift 2 touches. He had 1 carry and 1 catch in week 1. And I got to give it to Sirianni because he definitely backed up his word, giving DeAndre Swift 31 touches in week 2. I expect Swift to get around 18 to 20 touches for the rest of the season. So he's my winner for week 2 and to keep it going for the rest of the season. Seth, what about you?
Yeah, and I mentioned this guy when I was talking about having him on my bench in fantasy, which really hurt me this week. My biggest winner is Brian Robinson Jr. And all I heard this offseason was Antonio Gibson, how he might be able to take things back over. Antonio Gibson's going to split the backfield. Brian Robinson Jr. is now the clear number 1 running back in Washington. All of this nonsense was crazy about Antonio Gibson making a run in the offseason. And it was surprising because Brian Robinson Jr. was dropping down draft boards and Antonio Gibson was getting drafted before him. I got him at pick 107 in my draft, which I was super surprised about because he is currently the number 4 ranked PPR running back through 2 weeks. His usage should continue to stay high as he has outpaced Antonio Gibson tenfold. He has had 37 rushing attempts for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also added 3 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown. My biggest thing here is Bieniemy loves him. He likes him because he's big, he's strong, he takes care of the football, And like Trey said about his running back, you can rely on Brian Robinson to get you between 18 and 20 touches a game. If you have Brian Robinson, I'm going to kind of contradict myself here. If you have Brian Robinson, do not sell him for cheap. But if you're somebody who might have some pieces you're not liking, go see if maybe the owner of Brian Robinson in your league is not as high on him. But if you have him, just don't trade him. That's what I'm going to say. Don't trade him if you have him. If you don't have him, go see what it's going to take to get him. I would buy high on him if you don't have him.
Yeah, especially after watching all those running backs go down, I think a lot of fantasy owners are kind of wary of their running backs, and they might want to get rid of theirs if you're trying to offer them a good wide receiver. So I love targeting Brian Robinson Jr. there, Seth. I love that. And Bear, who are you targeting, or who is your winner after week 2?
Yeah, I just wanted to say about Brian Robinson real quick. He also got shot, and he played 4 games later, so he's got durability as well. So I like that. I like that winner there, Seth. My winner this week is going to be Mike Evans, who a lot of people thought would have a down season, and so far he's been very good. So far this season, 12 catches, 237 yards, and 2 touchdowns. People getting him in the mid rounds for their second, third wide receiver, and he's producing like a number 1 wide receiver. He is on pace for 102 catches, 153 targets in the new look Baker Mayfield-led Tampa Bay offense. I can't tell the difference between Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady right now. He has never, Mike Evans, by the way, has never not had a 1,000-yard season, and that looks like it's going to continue in this one. He's on pace for 2,000 yards this season. Both of his games, he had 6 catches, and he's proven that he is not over the hill yet with Baker Mayfield at the quarterback. Mike Evans will be my winner this week, putting up monster numbers against the Chicago Bears last week, Trey.
And
He'll
Trey,
be the true winner.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
I have to bring this up because Jesse and I made a trade in our league today, and I'm one of those people who bought high on Mike Evans. I sent him Derrick Henry for Mike Evans and then a lesser quarterback. So I'm stacked at running back. I needed a receiver. Mike Evans was the man for me. So with Jesse and I pulled off a big trade.
Listen, Mike Evans is great, but I mean, if you're going to offer me Derrick Henry for Mike Evans, I'm taking that.
It's okay. I still have McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. and James Conner and Alvin Kamara, so I had some leeway there. I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. We could have got some on-air negotiations right there if you guys wanted to settle that live. I like that. And, I think the true winner of whenever Mike Evans will be a winner is whenever the Bucs finally pay that man. They were trying to, give him a contract extension before the season, and they tabled that. But I think Mike Evans is kind of showing them, hey, you should have paid me before because now I'm going to be a lot more expensive. So I love that. But, guys, we've been talking so much good. We're saying winner, winner, winner. I just said pay that man. Now we're going to be talking about the losers, and there's no better transition than talking about this guy in Cam Akers. I could have put Cam Akers as my week 1 loser, but instead I gave out Ryan Tannehill in the entire Titans offense. But after week 1, Cam Akers, he finished with 22 carries. He was getting a ton of usage, but turned that into 29 yards. That's 1.3 yards per carry. I could suit up for the Rams and give that if they wanted. And I think that's why he was a healthy scratch in week 2. I think Sean McVay is completely done with them. They've been trying to trade him for 2-3 seasons now, and no one has ever bit that. And I don't know if anyone's ever going to take him up because he has not looked good ever since his Achilles injury. And I think Cam Akers is going to struggle to find fantasy relevancy. His days of being the number 1 running back in the backfield are over. Maybe not even backup. We saw James Robinson exit the NFL very quickly, and I think Cam Akers is going to follow behind him, which is sad to say because he really does seem like a good guy. But he is my week 2 loser, and I don't know if it's going to get any better for him. Seth, who is going to be your week 2 loser?
Yeah, it might just be all clout on Cam Akers, but the Rams are making it sound like there's 3 or 4 teams that have actually made offers on him, so we shall see. But just like Trey said, I could have taken this guy as my loser in week 1, but I went with the Giants offense instead. They made me look silly. I know it was against Arizona, but Daniel Jones came out and had over 30 fantasy points. So I'm going to take Jamal Williams as my week 2 loser. Jamal Williams had a very, very small window to get a chance to take some carries and split carries with Alvin Kamara. He did not do this. He got injured at a very bad time. I know no injury is ideal at any point in the season, but he got injured at a very bad time with Alvin Kamara about to come off his suspension. He wasn't effective in week 1 with going 18 for 45, and in week 2, he went 9 for 25 before being injured. He's also not effective in the pass game at all, so not much upside besides red zone opportunities. Like I said, the biggest thing here is Alvin Kamara is lurking. And when Jamal Williams gets back, I just do not see Alvin Kamara's carries going down enough for Jamal Williams to have any sort of impact. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they're going to use him like they did on the Lions. Well, here's the deal. Alvin Kamara is not DeAndre Swift. I know DeAndre Swift had a big week, but Alvin Kamara is a cleared, superstar running back. So I just don't see Jamal Williams taking carries away from him at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. Alvin Kamara is a all-pro running back for sure, and he deserves all the red zone. And at the end of the day, it's going to be hard for Jamal Williams to put up 20 touchdowns whenever they have Taysom Hill getting those red zone carries as well. So I love putting him as kind of a downhill guy. And Bear, who's going to be your week 2 loser?
Yeah, Trey, I should have put a picture of myself. My week 2 loser is basically myself, but it's going to be Justin Fields. This was a guy that I had as the number 2 quarterback coming into this season because of his ability to run the ball. And we have not seen him do that at all this season. I already knew that he had problems throwing the ball, but after watching him against Tampa Bay, it's even worse than I thought. It's only 2 weeks, though, but I have a feeling that the hype of Justin Fields that I fell for is coming to an end. I don't think he's the guy anymore. The tape against the Buccaneers is horrible. If you go back and watch all the missed throws he had, all of the missed players downfield that were wide open, it's bad, guys. This is a third-year quarterback, so he should be able to read the defense and make those throws to put his team in situation to win games. He just can't do it. What makes it even worse is he's on the Bears. The organization's horrible. The offensive line is horrible. And they stopped running the ball with him again because I guess they don't want to get him hurt, but at the same time, he's getting sacked 6 or 7 times a game. So he's already getting hurt. He's already getting hit every single play, so it doesn't really matter. The play calling is horrible. They aren't taking shots downfield. And the biggest part, again, they aren't running the damn ball with him. I don't understand it, guys, but Justin Fields is my biggest loser this week, especially for guys like me who took him in the early 3rd round, 2nd round in drafts and are paying the price right now. So Justin Fields is my loser, Trey.
Fields, he does look pretty sad and depressed in that picture. He does need to start using his legs. And then the fantasy points are going to start churning out because that's where he was cash money last season, and that's where he's going to be cash money this season. But guys, let's move over to the best part of our episode. This is the waiver ads. You guys need to put in waiver claims for these players if you guys want to win leagues. This is going to be the determining factor. Waiver ads. Injuries happen as they've already happened 2 weeks through the season, so you need to rush out and pick up these 3 players. And I'm going to start us off here with Hunter Henry because I've really enjoyed watching Hunter Henry be a dominant tight end again. This marks his 3rd season with the Patriots, and he finally looks comfortable because he already matched his touchdown total from last season with 2 touchdowns through 2 weeks. And I expect him to keep it going because he's been a consistent tight end option through 2 weeks. And it seems like Mac Jones has a sure trust with him, and Bill Belichick has his trust, which is the main thing. Because with Bill Belichick, he loves to put out those 2 tight end sets. And with Hunter Henry, it seems that he's dominating those targets, especially in the red zone. I could easily see him matching his touchdown total that he had with the Patriots in his first year, which was at 9. But I honestly do see him pushing for double digits this season. He's in a great offense for tight ends, and Bill Belichick seems to love him. So if you need a tight end, go out and snatch Hunter Henry off the waiver wire because I guarantee he was not drafted in your startup. So I love Hunter Henry as a week 2 must add. Seth, what about you?
Yeah, and last week I gave out Puka Nacua, who ended up having 15 receptions on Sunday. So he is one that went from 7% owned all the way up to 75% owned. And there's a good chance Puka Nacua is going to win leagues for people too. But this guy is a guy that I think could win a fantasy team a championship, and that is Jerome Ford. The Browns have already came out and said they like Jerome Ford as their number 1. They do not need to go out and add anybody. They're comfortable with Jerome Ford. And I believe them when they say that, because even in week 1, when Nick Chubb was carrying the ball, Jerome Ford still was able to get 15 carries in that game as well. Then in his game on Monday, he went 16 for 106 and added 3 receptions for 25 yards and a touchdown against the Steelers. I think he will be a very heavy usage back, and he can handle it. He was a very decorated running back at the University of Cincinnati, and they relied on him a lot. A lot of people compared him to Nick Chubb with a little bit more breakaway speed. I think this will be like I said, I do think this will be a waiver wire pickup that can win your fantasy team a championship. He's only owned 9.6% of the time. Bear told everybody to go get this guy in our first fantasy video. We all should have listened to him, but now you need to push hard to get him because he could be a running back 2 by the end of the year.
Yeah, and that's why we always say watch our videos, watch our waiver ads, because Bear did give that out. Just before week 1, he said you got to handcuff Nick Chubb. He is getting seemingly all the carries. Injuries happen, and 2 weeks through the season, injuries happen. And Jerome Ford, RB1 for the Browns, so I love that. And shout out Bear. Talking about Bear, who is your week 2 must add?
Yeah, I never wish for injury, by the way. I want to talk about Nick Chubb for just a second. That injury the other day was horrific. If you saw it, it might be a career-ending injury as well. So hopefully the best for him when he comes back, and he's one of the best running backs in the league. So hopefully he gets well soon. But yeah, I mean, I think Ford's a great pickup there for Seth. But my guy to go get on the waiver wire this week is going to be Kyren Williams for the Los Angeles Rams. The second-year man out of Notre Dame is going to be the starter from now on in the backfield for the Rams, with Cam Akers being benched. Cam is probably one of the strangest running backs we've ever seen in the NFL, where he has all the potential in the world, and all he cares about is messing up his opportunities. They decided to bench Cam Akers, calling it a coach's decision, saying it's the team's best interest that he doesn't play in games from now on. Last season, Sean McVay said that Akers wasn't playing hard enough. That's why he was benched last year. And this year, it seems like he might be on the trading block after being talked about as the lead guy all offseason for the Rams. No matter the case with Cam Akers, this looks like it's going to be Williams' backfield from now on, and he did not disappoint in his opening game against the 49ers, and a very tough opponent in the 49ers defense. He had 14 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown on the ground, and he also added 6 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown through the air. He is a young, explosive talent. I think he's going to do a great job with the opportunities the Rams are going to give him. So Kyren Williams will be my guy to go get on the waiver wire this week, Trey.
I love that one. So, guys, that's going to mark the end of our episode. We started out with our winners, then went to our losers, and ended up with our waiver ads. Guys, look forward to us every Sunday morning. We go live 11 Central Time to give out some last-minute start sits and to give out our weekly pick'em. Me and Bear, 2 weeks in, it's neck and neck. We're going to have to wait and see who ends in first place. But, guys, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, look forward to our fantasy videos as well on our YouTube channel. Until next week, thanks for watching.
Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.